Yeah, because the mic just like.
Just go for it. Does it usually go on the side?
Was the web of my seed.
Show, we're getting
Aaron came out as gay. My producer Joe died in.
Wait, what did that mean? You two are gay.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the last edition of Sports Hour for the semester. I'm Kevin Syracuse with Anthony Flores and Aaron Sember. So, for baseball, Derek Fye roped walk-off base hits to win both games for Fredonia on Senior Day on Saturday versus Plattsburgh. In Game 1, he singled home Steve Zaprowski with no outs in the bottom of the ninth for a 7-6 win. In Game 2, the Blue Devils rallied for 2 runs. A sacrifice fly by Zaprowski tied the game, and Fye plated Joseph Sioni with the base hit in the bottom of the 7th as the Blue Devils won 3-2. It was Fye's third walk-off winner in SUNYAC play this year. Zaprowski and Fye each had 3 hits, and JT Angora and Patrick Bigham had a pair of hits. Also, sophomore Nicholas Lawyer earned the win in both games. He threw the final inning of the opener, vulturing the win, then limited the Cardinals to just 1 blue pit and going the distance in Game 2. Luke Kazuski got the start on the mound, looking to tie the school record for wins in a season with 7. The junior righty left the game with a 5-4 lead after 5 innings, but did not factor in the decision. He is now 6-1 on the season. In Game 2, Fye had 2 of the Blue Devils' 5 hits, rather. He also had a pair of doubles on the day. Lawyer's final line was 7 innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He needed just 82 pitches for the game, and Fredonia finishes their season with a record of 17-13 as they have been eliminated from the SUNYAC playoff picture. And for softball, Cortland hit 3 homers in the top of the 7th to erase a 1-run deficit and roll to a 10-5 softball win on the final day of Fredonia's season. The second game of the scheduled doubleheader was canceled due to wet grounds. The Blue Devils, who finished 11-23-1 overall and 4-13 in conference play, scored 3 times in the last of the 6 to take a 5-4 lead. With 1 out in the top of the 7th, Kaylee Kotita hit a 2-run homer, followed by a 3-run homer by Skylar Holt and a solo shot by Hannah Feldman. All 3 homers came off of Sam Seeger, who came on in relief of starter Katie Uden. Cortland's Sam Van Dorn pitched a complete game to get the win. Caitlin Dennis and fellow senior Lauren Pixley were recognized prior to playing their final game as Blue Devils. Both were 4-year players.
And in men's track and field, Fredonia senior Justin Haynes cleared 15 feet and 1 inch to win the men's pole vault Saturday at St. John Fisher's Cardinal Classic Outdoor Track and Field meet. Freshman teammate Jordan McGrath cleared 4.25 meters to tie for 3rd. Other top Fredonians in field events included senior Damone Brown, the 2nd place finisher in both the shot put and discus with throws of 14.22 meters in shot put and 41.00 meters in discus respectively. Freshmen finished 3rd and 4th in triple jump. Dan Suden was 3rd at 13.32 and McGrath 4th at 13 meters. Another freshman, Devin Winsek, was 3rd in the javelin at 41.79 meters. Jordan Toland, a sophomore, was 6th in the discus at 37.61 meters. The Fredonia men's 4x4 meter. Can I help you?
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of fresh.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. That's so funny to me.
The Fredonia men's 4x4 meter relay finished 3rd in 3 minutes 35.12 seconds. The quartet consisted of senior Chase Towles, freshman Michael Savati, senior Mitch Luciano, and freshman Marcus Torres. Savati and Torres were joined by Suden and Haynes to finish 4th in the 4x1 meter relay in 45.71 seconds. Okay. In women's track and field, Fredonia's top finishers in the women's portion of the St. John Fisher Cardinal Classic track and field meet included a 2nd place finish and 2/3. Rachel Williams finished 2nd of 28 women in the hammer throw at 45.29 meters. She was also 6th of the 36 women's. She placed 6th out of 36 in women's discus at 31.47 meters. Hannah Curbs finished 3rd out of 34 runners in the 1500 meter in 4 minutes and 57 seconds, while Sarah Corporis was 3rd to 13th in the triple jump at 10.74 meters. In other events, Kristen Sawyer was 6th out of 21 in the pole vault at 3.21 meters. Ayana Percy was 7th in the women's 200-meter dash with a time of 26.70 seconds. And Emily McGuire was 7th out of 28 runners in the 800-meter at 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Good job. Is there something you want to say about yourself?
So currently, next weekend, I will be going to the SUNYAC Track and Field Championships for a shot put. So, yeah, that was...
That's my boy. That's what we love this man for. I'm proud of you, son.
Yeah, I placed number 16th, so...
Good job.
I was literally the last spot, so... I'll
Better
see
be
how
first by the end of it.
Yeah, by 2021, hopefully. But I'll see how I do this week, hoping for some... It's going to be great weather, so hopefully that will help me a lot.
Again, congratulations to you. I'm proud of you for all that you've done. I know I make fun of you a lot, but as your friend, I'm happy for you.
You were literally like, don't suck. I remember the first meet, you were like, don't suck. And I'm like...
Yeah, you're just throwing something. You can't be that bad.
Yeah.
And you weren't. I'm proud of you.
I wasn't, yeah.
And congratulations to all of our student athletes as we wrap up another season of sports.
Whether you struggled or not, good job.
Alrighty, switching over to baseball. So taking a quick look at the standings, Boston is still leading the AL East with a record of 21-7, followed by the Yankees, who have won 9 of their last 10. They're 18-10 now.
That's what I like to hear.
Have you guys seen Didi? He is on fire. He has, I think, 10 home runs now.
Wow.
And he's hitting almost 400, but he's been great.
It's early. It's early,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but
It's still good for the start of the
oh
season.
yeah,
good
he's
for the
doing
start,
great.
yeah.
So then after the Yankees, we have Toronto 16-12, Tampa Bay 13-14, and Baltimore is 8-20. And then the AL Central, we have Cleveland coming in first so far, 15-12. Detroit's 11-16. Minnesota is 9-15. Chicago is 8-18, and Kansas City is 7-21.
Good thing I'm not a Royals fan. I mean, no offense, but.
And then in the AL West, we have Houston. They are first at 20-10.
Whoa.
Seattle is 16-11. The Angels are 16-12. Oakland is 14-14. And I can't remember if we mentioned this last week, but Sean. Oh yeah, okay, we did mention it because I asked you if you guys saw it, and you're like, nope.
No.
But
the complete.
the no-hitter.
The
Sean
no-hitter?
Manaea
Yeah.
threw a no-hitter over the Red Sox.
Well, I mean, they're still like 14-14, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. And then in last in the AL West, we have Texas at 11-19. And then in the National League, we have the Mets are 17-9. They are off to a great start. Atlanta is 16-11. Philadelphia is 16-12. Washington is 13-16. That's a bit of a surprise for a team that's been so well over the last few years. And then Miami is 10-18. And I think that's a bit of a surprise too, because I think a lot of people, including me, expected them to be like even worse than they are.
Kevin, let me tell you, it's really early.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, to start.
Isn't there like 162 games in a season of baseball? Or
Yeah.
something like
But
that.
I'm just saying, like, to
Yeah.
start, like, I thought they would have had like 5 wins by now.
That's too damn
What?
much.
5 wins? You mean
Yeah, 5.
who has? Wait.
No, I'm just saying, like, I thought with all of the players that
Oh, like
Then-
5 additional wins.
no, I thought they'd be like 5-23 at this point. Like, I didn't expect them to
Oh.
be this good because
Oh, see,
think
I
about it. They
thought-
traded Marcell Ozuna, Giancarlo Stanton, Christian Yelich.
I thought you were like saying like the other way around. That's what I
Oh,
was
no,
like.
no. All right, so then in the NL Central, Chicago Cubs are 16-10, Pittsburgh is 17-12, Milwaukee is 17-13, St. Louis is 15-12,
Oh my God, the Reds.
and then the Reds. This is where I expected the Marlins to be around this record of 7-22, and then in the AL West, Arizona is 20-8. I think that's. Well, no, the Red Sox, but that's the second best start in the whole league. And I think they're like the only team in MLB history now to start off winning their first 9 series. And then in second, San Francisco is 15-14. Colorado is 15-15. The Dodgers are 12-16.
Oh, man.
And they just lost Corey Seager to the year,
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
or for the year due to Tommy John surgery.
Ugh.
And then San Diego is 10-20.
Oof.
I think that's about it. I mean, not too much has gone on in the season since it's so young. You guys have any thoughts on the MLB season so far?
Go Yanks.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
yeah, they're in Houston
Right now.
tonight. They were
Yeah.
there last night and tomorrow for a 3-game series. Alrighty, now
Alrighty.
All right.
for NHL. So
Man.
we have Tampa Bay beat New Jersey in the first round. Boston beat Toronto in
No.
7 games. Yeah, I was upset to see that too. Even though I don't like both teams, I don't like Boston more. But they ended up coming back and winning.
Oh, man. this sucks.
Washington beat Columbus, and Pittsburgh beat Philadelphia. So now we have Tampa and Boston playing in the second round. Their series is tied at 1. Washington and Pittsburgh are playing. Their series is also tied at 1. And then in the West,
How's is Vegas? How's Vegas doing?
yeah, this is what I was just about to say.
Oh.
So Nashville beat Colorado 4-2. Winnipeg beat Minnesota 4-1, and then Vegas swept the Ducks the Kings rather 4-0, and then the Sharks swept the Ducks 4-0. So now in the West we have the Predators and Jets, who
Yeah.
are the series is tied at 1, and Vegas and San Jose. Vegas is up 2-1.
Well, go Vegas the whole time. I just want to see them win it now. Now that Toronto lost.
Yeah, I was watching their overtime game last night, and William Karlsson had just an awesome goal to finish. He just he skated in on the right wing, and he was just so fast and so accurate. But yeah, I think I'm pulling for the Vegas here. Vegas in the West and Tampa in the East. Alrighty, that will take us to our first break. Tune back in 4 minutes.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
You've messed up your son's haircut. Do you try to fix it? Work with what you've got? Or show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
Había un niño que era muy sensible a luces y sonidos. Construía escondites donde no podían entrar. No le gustaba mirar a la gente a los ojos. Lo hacía sentir incómodo. Un día se descubrió que tenía autismo. Con ayuda, poco a poco, aprendió a vivir mejor con ello.
Mientras más pronto se diagnostique, mejor. Conoce las señales en autismspeaks.org.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. So, taking a look at the NBA playoff picture now. Toronto ended up beating Washington 4-2. Cleveland beat Indiana in 7 games, 4-3, obviously, because it was 7 games.
You can do math.
Kind of. Philadelphia beat Miami 4-1, and Boston beat Milwaukee in 7 games.
Damn.
So now we have Toronto and Cleveland in the second round, and Philadelphia and Boston.
Oof.
And then in the West, Houston beat Minnesota 4-1. The Jazz beat the Thunder 4-2. The Pelicans swept the Trailblazers, and Golden State beat San Antonio 4-1. So now we have the Rockets and Jazz, and the Pelicans and Warriors, and the Warriors are up 1-0, and the Rockets are up 1-0. And I can't remember if I mentioned this, but Boston won last night, and they're up 1-0. So, what do you guys think about the first round, and what are your expectations for the second round and then the conference finals?
So basically, I think that it was very self-explanatory. Like, it was the only thing that I was...
Oh, really? Was it now?
What?
It was really self-explanatory?
I don't even know if that's like how you explain it, but...
Why would you say that?
A lot of the teams that I saw going into the second round made it to the second round. That's basically what I was saying.
I mean, honestly, I could have saw the Bucks going. I honestly thought the Bucks would end up going. Well, I thought they had a better chance at making it. I know it took 7 games, but they didn't. They really underplayed. I thought they would be better.
Yeah.
Eric Bledsoe was not as good as I thought he could be in this series against the Celtics. And I know Terry Rozier is good, but I didn't know he was this nasty. This man was balling out. He was crazy, getting chants from the crowd. People were chanting.
Especially with Kyrie out and Gordon Hayward.
I mean, honestly, I already knew if Kyrie was, they don't need Gordon Hayward. If they had just Kyrie, they would definitely be an Eastern Conference final team, most likely. But with him out and Terry Rozier balling the way he is, and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum balling too, like this team, I feel like they won against Philly, but honestly, I see Philly still taking the series and going to the finals. I don't know about the Cavs or Toronto. I want to see Toronto win. I mean, I don't. People might think I'm a LeBron James hater by saying that or something, but honestly, I just want to see something different. Yeah, I know. I respect LeBron James' game. He's one of the greatest of all time. Arguably is the greatest. That's up for debate. But I would just like to see something new for legit maybe half my life. Like he's been the 7 or 8 straight finals. I'm 19. When I was 11, he was probably the last time. He was in a final, like the first time he was finally in the streak of the finals. I want to see someone new. I want to see a team that no one expects to see. And people might complain, oh, that's going to suck, or they'll bring down the ratings or whatnot. Like, no, I just want to see something different. That's interesting. That shakes up the league a bit. Honestly, I want to see Utah versus Philly.
That'd be awesome.
I think it would too, because then you have the 2 Rookie of the Year candidates going up against each other and bringing their teams to a finals, respectively. Ben Simmons has a better team overall, but the Jazz have a better defensive team themselves. So I feel like the Sixers will be an offensive-based team going against the Jazz, who are more of a defensive-based team. And I would think that's a really interesting series. Now, I honestly think Houston is going to make it. I think it'll be Houston or Golden State, especially with Curry coming back tonight. No matter who they play in from the East, whether it be Toronto, Cleveland, or Celtics or Sixers, but I see Rockets or Warriors taking it. But like I said, I would love to see the Jazz and the Sixers, or even the Pelicans and Sixers.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's very unlikely.
Yeah. Pretty much all the teams that won, I expected to win, other than the Pelicans. I thought the Trailblazers would have won that series.
I mean, I don't know. I honestly had a feeling that I thought the Trailblazers would squeeze out in 7 games. But I'm happy. I'm not mad that they lost. I love Anthony Davis. I really like Anthony Davis. I'm happy he finally won. Yeah. And if I'm happy he made the playoffs finally, I'm happy he got to win his first series in a big way with Rondo and him and Holiday going off. But I don't see them being. If they do keep up their hot streak from the last series, which they didn't the first game, they have a chance to maybe win 1 or 2 games against Golden State. I still got Golden State winning the series.
I think. Well, before I say who my predictions are, I also didn't think Utah was gonna win. I thought the Thunder would.
I honestly said that's probably one of the better series of the first round. I had faith in Utah. I was happy to see Utah win because
I love watching Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, that especially plus it's just like a Cinderella story. He's the rookie. He's a rookie who led his team in the West to the playoffs and won the first round against OKC's Big Three. Arguably, I have to say that's not really a Big Three in my mind because people thought Carmelo was going to be good in the beginning of the season going into OKC, but I saw and predicted some problems, especially with Carmelo, more or less with Paul George, because I think Paul George and Westbrook play pretty decent together, but Carmelo is just not what he used to be. Carmelo is washed up, and he's a great player. He has a great career, but he's just not one that you can honestly play with to win a championship because he's not willing to sacrifice his ego. Like when they said, are you willing to take a bench role at the next season if you stay with the Thunder? He's like, I ain't sacrificing no bench role for no one or something like that. He's not willing to take some time on the bench, let a better player at a small forward or power forward position or whatever he's at come in and play while he gets time off the bench. He's not willing to do that, and that's going to be hurting his team because he's not a good player anymore. And he struggles so much. Like he averaged maybe 15, 16 in the regular season. He averaged 1 point more in the playoffs. But in the playoffs against Utah in the fourth quarter, he did not score any points in each of the fourth quarters they played. And he went 5 for, I think, 21 game 3, and that really just hurts the Thunder. Like he is hurting them just by being on the floor. He's not the same Melo that he used to be back in like Denver or early back when he was with the Knicks. They should honestly think of trading him, which I did see on NBA app and on Facebook and stuff like that, that they're looking to part ways with him. And now if they look for a trade partner, I think it's going to be really hard because no one's going to really want Melo because of his contract, and also because after the struggling season, especially in the playoffs, who would want him? He's, 35, something like that, going to be 35. And he just had one of the worst playoff performances of his career. And he really was a non-factor in that entire playoff series. And he's not willing to take a different role besides starter.
33, turning 34, May 29th.
All right. He's younger than I expected, but still, like, he's not what he used to be, and he's not willing to sacrifice to make the team better. He just wants to be a starter and do his thing out there. But his thing, and honestly, you only can put him on a bad team, and if you put him on any bad team, yeah, he'll show out, he'll score 20-something points a game, but he's not going to get anywhere like he did with the Knicks.
Yeah. So I know we talked a little bit about like who we would like to see. Like we would like to see either Toronto or Philly from the East, and then Utah or the Pelicans in the West. But who do you guys think will win in the second round?
Well, Curry's back, so I say Warriors.
So, yeah, I say Warriors, but I really think that New Orleans will take it. New Orleans will take it to 7 games or whatever.
No, not with Steph Curry back. No, they'll win maybe 1. Unless, like I said, they played how they did last series against the Trailblazers, and if they're able to contain Steph Curry, KD, and Draymond's not really a scoring factor anymore. They don't really need him to score as much, but if you control him, Steph Curry, Clay, and like I said, Kevin Durant, they'll be able to like, maybe drag out 2 wins. I don't know, maybe Game 7 if they're like super great on defense and super great on offense. But they have to be great on both sides of the floor against Golden State.
So you have the Warriors from the West, and who do you have in the East?
I have, honestly, Philly. I mean, if the Cavs do beat Toronto, which I could see it because Toronto always chokes at this part of the playoffs, especially in the second or the final.
You can never count LeBron out.
And you never can count LeBron out. But honestly, like I see if Philly and the Cavs played, Philly just has too many good players. Like the Pacers had Oladipo and Miles Turner.
Yeah, they were a surprise team because they played great.
Oh yeah, they played fantastic. Oladipo went off to see he's the most improved player of the year in my book. And he texted his trainer 16 minutes after the L, saying, "When are we gonna get back in the gym?" He's determined to get back in the gym and compete.
When do we start again? I'm ready to take it to the next level.
Oladipo could possibly, if he works his game up even more than what he did from this season, he could also be one of the top stars in the league. Not like the top 5 or like maybe like top 15 or something. Like he could be a star.
Yeah.
He's already shown that he is a star right now, but I want to see if he can continue being a star, not just a great player. Upgrade from great to greatness. I want to see that out of Oladipo. But if the Cavs do beat Toronto and they play, Philly is to win too, the Cavs have to go up against Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Darius Saric, T.J. McConnell, J.J. Redick, Markelle Fultz, Covington, all these good players. And like I said, with the Pacers, it was basically Oladipo and Miles Turner. Here you got to play against a really young team that has great players around overall at all the positions on the court. So in LeBron's team, like Jordan Clarkson isn't doing nothing, Larry Nance isn't doing nothing. Tristan Thompson he did good last game. 15 points, 10 rebounds, and he contributed heavily in that win. Kevin Love contributed as well, but they're not consistent. And JR finally started scoring the last game as well. So, like you don't know with the Cavs. You really don't know. It's a wishy-washy team. But yeah, I'd like to see Philly.
So you have Philly and Golden State, and who do you say?
I want Utah.
Yeah, but you want. But this is who do you think is going to?
Definitely Golden State and Philly. I agree. I don't know. The thing.
If Philly does lose, I'm hoping Toronto goes.
Yeah.
If Philly was to lose, like against the Celtics, I would hope Toronto would go and play the Celtics. I'm hoping Toronto would win.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I mean, Golden State and Houston, I can always like see either or really going to the finals.
I'm saying Golden State in the finals.
All right, let's talk about this more when we come back because I want to dive into these teams a little bit more before we talk about NFL.
All right.
All right, come back in 3 minutes. I was wrong last time. It's 3 minutes, not 4.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
You've messed up your son's haircut. Do you try to fix it? Work with what you've got? Or show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
Había un niño que era muy sensible a luces y sonidos. Construía escondites donde no podían entrar. No le gustaba mirar a la gente a los ojos. Lo hacía sentir incómodo. Un día se descubrió que tenía autismo. Con ayuda, poco a poco, aprendió a vivir mejor con ello.
Mientras más pronto se diagnostique, mejor. Conoce las señales en autismspeaks.org.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can.
Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back. All right, so we were talking about the second round here. So you guys think it'll be Golden State and Philly. I'm going to go with, last week I picked Houston from the West and Philly in the East. I'm still going to stick with Houston, but I think I'm going to switch to Boston, if that's allowed.
That's
But,
bold. That's bold.
That's allowed. That's your opinion. I'm
if
not going to
allowed
shoot you over
switch.
it.
But I don't know. I like the way Boston's playing, especially with Terry Rozier, and I feel like they have what it takes to make the finals. I think either way, Houston is gonna win it, but I don't know. I just like Boston now. But if Boston doesn't get it, I think Philly can, because I don't think either the Raptors or the Cavs have what it takes to make the finals. So I'm going to take either Philly or Boston, but I'm going with Boston now.
It's a different opinion.
Yeah, but I think we can all agree that it'll be probably Houston and Golden State in the Western Conference Finals, and then, I don't know, it's just hard in the East because Toronto's playing really good, and they have like a complete team with like a really good
Their
starting
bench
five.
struggle. Their bench tends to struggle coming onto the floor and towards the end of the game.
Yeah, but
but
they do have
after
a
a
good
couple
bench.
possessions, I know they do. But after, like I was gonna get to say, after a couple possessions, after struggling, they usually, as I saw, like I read that they usually get it together after some time. The coach was saying that people were worried about the tight game at the end with Washington and Toronto in the last game, and the coach they were thinking he should put in maybe Kyle Lowry or DeRozan, but he didn't know. He wanted to ride out with his bench. Yeah, he saw some errors and there's some mess ups in the possessions early on, but they got their stuff together, which they've done for most of the season. The bench is good, and when they get onto the floor, like I said, it takes some time for their bench to, like I said, get together and play well on the floor in the final stretch of the game. So I feel like they do have a good bench, and that's going to contribute more towards me hoping they can beat the Cavs, because they have a better bench than the Cavs and a more playoff experience bench than the Cavs.
Yeah, Toronto, I think, they are the better team, but it's just so hard to count out a team with LeBron. But and add the fact that Toronto, the past 4 or 5 years, they've just kind of what's the word?
Choked.
Yeah, choked. They've choked in the playoffs. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. But like I said, this is our last show, so we won't be able to talk about it. So we'll have to talk about it next semester, all the way in September.
Yeah, we'll start up in September.
Next school year.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, to the NFL draft. The big weekend that we've all been waiting for has come and gone. So let's just read all of the round 1 results, and then we'll just discuss after. So, at number 1 overall, the Browns took Baker Mayfield. Then number 2, the Giants took Saquon Barkley. Number 3, the Jets took Sam Darnold. Number 4, the Browns picked again, and they picked Denzel Ward. At 5, the Broncos picked Bradley Chubb. At 6, the Colts picked Quentin Nelson. At 7, the Bills picked Josh Allen. At 8, the Bears picked Roquan Smith. At 9, the 49ers took Mike McGlinchey. And at 10, the Cardinals took Josh Rosen.
So starting at number 11, the Miami took Minkah Fitzpatrick. The Tampa Bay took Vita Vea.
And I also forgot to mention, the Bills traded up with Tampa to get to number 7 to get to Allen.
And
they gave up way too much.
So I tried to learn his full name, and it's very hard.
It's literally a whole paragraph long.
It's literally like a paragraph long. So that's why he goes by Vita Vea. But he's a rare talent, and he should be very good in the future. And Washington got De'Aaron Payne, and another interior lineman on defense. New Orleans got Marcus Davenport.
His name. Oh my God. Vita Vea's name. I'm sorry.
Oakland got an offensive tackle, Colton Miller. And the Bills also got Tremaine
Traded up again.
Yeah, they traded up again. Tremaine Edmonds, is that how you say it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Linebacker from Virginia Tech.
Oh my God.
The Virginia Tech.
I hate
Ohio State.
The Ohio State. I hate it. San Diego Chargers picked. Los Angeles. They're Los Angeles.
Los
now.
Angeles Chargers.
I'm sorry, Los Angeles Chargers.
You don't belong in the show.
What? Derwin James.
Who are you talking to?
Derwin James, safety.
Man, Jesus Christ.
Green Bay picked Jair Alexander, cornerback. Dallas took Leighton Vander Esch. I can't even say that. Linebacker. And the Lions took Frank Ragnow, a center or a guard, depending on what they want to do with him.
All right, at 21, the Bengals selected Billy Price, center out of The Ohio State University. Titans selected Rashad Evans, linebacker out of Alabama, and the Patriots selected Isaiah Wynn, offensive lineman, outside linebacker, out of Georgia. And the Panthers select DJ Moore, best wide receiver in the draft out of Maryland. Ravens select Hayden Hurst, tight end out of South Carolina, which is a phenomenal pick. And the Falcons, to my misery, selected Calvin Ridley, the second best wide receiver, to go with Julio Jones, who is out of Alabama.
And Mohamed Sanu.
Shut your mouth, you big boy. All right. And the Seahawks select Rashad Penny, running back out of San Diego State University. And the Steelers selected Terrell Edmonds, safety out of Virginia Tech.
Kareem's brother.
All right, thanks for cutting me off. And the Jaguars, 29, select Taven Bryan, defensive tackle out of Florida. Vikings select Mike Hughes, cornerback out of UCF. And the Patriots selected Sony Michael at 31. Shut your mouth, boy. It's my bad. Running back out of Georgia. And the Ravens, who traded up into the first round again, picked up Lamar Jackson, who's going to be a star and a future of the Ravens. Well, I could see him winning one Super Bowl with the Ravens. I could see that. That'd be nice to see him finally take the helm for the Ravens after Joe Flacco finally gets out of there a couple seasons from now.
Nah, they need. I mean, maybe after a few years, but they need.
I see Joe playing maybe like 2 or 3
Yeah.
in Baltimore, and then maybe retiring or getting let go, and then Lamar taking.
He'll probably go to like another team that just needs to get a quarterback for a few years.
He's old though, so who knows?
No, he's still young.
33.
He's 33, and he just has a concussion and whatnot.
I think he's 32. Okay, he just.
Do you
turned,
remember that? Do you remember that
33.
concussion?
That was a crazy hit.
That was.
That was a crazy. Yo, he got smacked.
Kiko Alonso was just like.
That
he
man, he tried to
I
kill
don't know
him.
why Joe Flacco would even run in the first place.
Man, he wanted the yards, and he got the first down. It's just
Yeah, and then he
when
got
he
up and
slid,
he looked like.
Kiko came down at him with his helmet. Like
Yeah, he literally looked like he
was bleeding from the ear.
Yeah, he like died and got like revived basically. That's what he looked like.
He got KO'd Street Fighter style.
Finish him. Oh wait, no, that's not even. Is that even?
It's fatality from Mortal Kombat.
Same thing.
You don't deserve to be here.
Thank you.
No problem.
So, what do you guys think of the draft?
I think the first pick should not have been Baker Mayfield. It should have been Saquon Barkley, and he still would have got a quarterback at number 4. But that's just my opinion. And if people who don't agree with my opinion, well, you know what? I don't care if you have Carlos Hyde. My friend's a 49ers fan, and I watch football a lot. And I know Carlos Hyde is good, but he is inconsistent as hell. And he has injury issues. If you had Saquon Barkley at 1, you would have got the best player in the draft overall, and he's a great offensive weapon. And if you still got a quarterback at 4th, him and Saquon would have been great together. Whoever it may have been, Josh Rosen or Josh Allen or Sam Darnold, whoever, would have been great. But that's just my opinion. So
Do you guys think that Mayfield will start?
I think it'll be Tyrod. It's Tyrod for
They
now.
said Tyrod starting
They don't want to just throw him in there. They just
like
don't want to.
Most of the Browns quarterbacks have
Yeah,
been in the
they don't.
past.
They have a quarterback he can actually get groomed from, and Tyrod Taylor can actually. They have similar play styles. They're similar in height, similar in body, like that, like how they are built.
That'll be good for Baker. He'll learn.
He'll learn from Tyrod because, like I said, they're such similar players, and their bodies are so similar that he'll basically be watching himself play like what he could be as himself because they're so similar.
And Tyrod is a good guy on and off the field, and he has like a really good work ethic. So hopefully Baker can watch that and learn from that, so he doesn't have all these off the field issues.
Like I said, I'm not happy with the first round pick, but if I'm rooting for Baker Mayfield because I just want to see the Browns not suck anymore.
Yeah.
They deserve it after, I don't know, like 20-some odd years of being god-awful, only making the playoffs like once or twice in the last 20 years. Like, yeah, I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them not to have a bust because they've been known for so badly to not be good at drafting.
I would have taken Barkley 2 at 1, but like if they were to take a quarterback at 1, I don't know why they wouldn't want Sam Darnold because I think he was the best quarterback in the draft.
You think?
Obviously,
you think the Giants would have picked up Baker at 2?
No. So say the Browns.
If Saquon was taken at 1.
Yeah. So say they took Saquon at 1. I think the Giants would have taken Bradley Chubb at 2. The Jets would have taken Darnold at 3, and then I feel like the Browns still could have gotten Mayfield at 4.
I mean, it would have been honestly, just the first round pick, if it was Saquon or even someone else to our surprise, it would have shook up the draft.
Yeah.
Like at least the first 10 picks, it would have really shook it up differently.
And another thing about the Browns, I was so surprised when I saw that they drafted cornerback.
I thought
Denzel Ward
I didn't know they were gonna get cornerback. I thought they were gonna go for Bradley Chubb.
No, they didn't need it. Yeah, Bradley Chubb was right there. Like
I thought they were gonna go for him too. I'm like, if you have him with Myles Garrett, that's gonna be disgusting.
Exactly.
Like, we were talking about that. I'm like honestly, like I said, I thought it was gonna be Saquon and a quarterback. But now that they took Baker, I was like, oh, go get Bradley Chubb then. It'll be nasty.
Yeah.
It'll be a great 2-2 on both sides of the D line.
It's like just like a classic Browns thing to do in the draft because they acquired Demarius Randall in the offseason. They signed E.J. Gaines. They signed T.J. Carey. They already have Breon Body Calhoun. So they had 4 corners, 4 good corners already. And now you throw a 5th guy into the mix, and their defensive line is pretty much terrible. It's Myles Garrett and then a bunch of no-names. So, like, I mean, it's just like, why would you take a cornerback when you really don't need one and you really need a defensive end?
I feel you, and we can get back to this, and then we can keep talking about it. I'll give you my opinion. Aaron can give you his just after our break. So stay tuned.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
You've messed up your son's haircut. Do you try to fix it? Work with what you've got? Or show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
Había un niño que era muy sensible a luces y sonidos. Construía escondites donde no podían entrar. No le gustaba mirar a la gente a los ojos. Lo hacía sentir incómodo. Un día se descubrió que tenía autismo. Con ayuda poco a poco aprendió a vivir mejor con ello.
Mientras más pronto se diagnostique, mejor. Conoce las señales en autismspeaks.org.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job.
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
All right, welcome back to the last segment of the year.
I'm crying because it's the last segment.
Oh, shut up.
All right, so, I just thought that the Browns should have taken Bradley Chubb when, like, one of the best defenders is right there.
Yeah, I thought the draft was, in my opinion, one of the better ones I've seen in the last, 10 years, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, this is very entertaining because there are so many players that can just step
And there's
in
so many
day one.
so many guests that come on and say who the pick is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, did you see what the Bills did with Pancho Villa? They're a super fan who's battling cancer, and Andre Reed and Fred Jackson were up to announce the Bills' 3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got to talk about that too because we got to talk about what the Bills did.
Who?
But anyways, they traded away their picks, so Reed and Jackson were supposed to announce all 4 of them, but they only had 1 pick after those trades. So then they trade. I was gonna say they traded up. They went up together to announce the '96 pick, and then they called up Pancho Villa, who's the Bills superfan who has cancer, and they let him announce our 3rd round pick, and it was just awesome, and it was just like one of those feel good stories.
I wonder like what defines you as a super fan.
Like a diehard.
You mean like the Panthers? We have a guy who literally dresses up as the Predator.
For the Jets,
like he dresses up as the Predator. He goes to every game.
Like for the Jets, it'd be like Fireman Eddie. You know Fireman Eddie?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't care about that. Like the Jets.
I mean, that's the only games I get televised.
But like the Raiders, where they got the one guy who wears like the spike pads and like the skull mask and everything like that. Like those are super fans. But anyways, back to the draft and not super fans. We don't.
Yeah, let's talk about the Bills. So the Bills had
Who
the
cares?
12th pick. I do. They're my team, and hopefully everyone who's watching.
Oh my god.
I hope you guys are all Patriots fans.
No.
All right, so the Bills had the 12th pick, and then they traded up with Tampa Bay.
They gave way too much.
The
To
7th
that.
pick.
They didn't need to trade that.
They didn't need.
They probably could have gotten Allen at
No,
pick number 12.
they didn't. Yeah, they could have gotten Allen because honestly, the Cardinals were going to trade up either way.
Yeah, and they're going to get Rosen.
Because I read that the Cardinals, no matter what, they wanted Rosen.
Yeah.
The Cardinals wanted Rosen. They looked at him for so long. They were really excited to get after Rosen in the draft. And I honestly, like I said, like you said, they still could have got Allen at 12. Like it wouldn't have been an issue.
And they gave up 2 second-round picks.
That was really dumb. I honestly said, man, give up They gave up a first round, right? Too later on in that first round to Tampa.
No, that was a good thing. Brandon Beane did not give up our second-round pick, so we used that to trade up again to get Tremaine Edmonds, and that was a great pick.
Well,
and we only had to give up a 3rd-round pick for that.
Still, they gave up stuff they didn't need to Tampa, which is dumb in my opinion.
I know, but
it is what it is.
Beane said that, it was because he thought a team would have snuck in there and traded up and got Allen.
I mean, Miami could have.
Yeah.
Miami could have.
So, I mean, I guess it's good. Like, if you want your guy, you go get him. But, I don't know, because they gave up 2 very good second-round picks when we could have gotten more linebackers, wide receivers, offensive linemen.
Definitely.
But I will say that for the rest of the draft, it wasn't like, there's 7 rounds. We gave up those 3 picks, and we were down to like 4 or 5 picks. We had a lot of picks, so the Bills ended up. We still had, I think we picked 8 guys, and they were with pick number 7, Josh Allen, quarterback from Wyoming. Their second pick, 16th overall, Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker from Virginia Tech. He's only 19, and they're saying he's
not even 19 till tomorrow.
No, he's gonna be 20 tomorrow.
Shut up.
Oh, let's see. 96 overall, Harrison Phillips, defensive tackle. That's a great pick. He's compared to Kyle Williams, just another run stuffer. He's got a ton of heart, just a good guy. Then Saturday, number 121, Teron Johnson, cornerback from Weber State.
On Saturday, I'm like, Saturday.
Yeah. Number 154, Saron Neal, cornerback from Jacksonville State. Number 166 overall, Wyatt Teller, guard from Virginia Tech. With the 187th pick, they took Ray McLeod, wide receiver from Clemson.
Now that's a name.
And then the second to last pick, number 255, they took Austin Prowl, another wide receiver from Carolina. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They still had 8 picks, and we pretty much had 1 pick in every round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had 1 pick in every round, other than the second, and in the first we had 2. So in the end, it all worked out, but like you said, it just kind of hurt to see those 2 very nice second-round picks go away. But like I said, they wanted their guy, and he was there, so they went up and got him.
I feel like most Bills fans are overall happy with their draft, so that's good for them. I know I'm happy with my draft. Panthers had a great draft, and nobody cares about Kansas City because they didn't have a good draft at all.
We didn't have a lot of picks. We had a great draft. We didn't have a lot of picks, though.
I think this is a great draft overall, though.
Yeah, I was. I was really entertaining. I thought it was one of the most entertaining, better drafts of my lifetime. So yeah.
And real quick, the Bills and Sabres president, Russ Brandon, he's been the president for 20 years. Yeah, he abruptly resigned today. And he's reportedly being investigated by the team, but we do not have any further information on that. So we will have to talk about that next semester. Next year.
We ain't gonna want to talk about
that.
that.
Same year, but next semester, next school year.
So we want to thank all of you.
Who the hell are you?
We have Joe.
This is Joe saying. So we want to thank all of you for shush. We want to thank all of you for listening to us or watching us, not listening to it, both. And
watching and listening. Unless they had us on mute.
Yeah. Okay, we are leaving. We will see you next semester. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
But yeah, thank you for watching.
Hearts everywhere.
Please tune in next year. We're trying to get even more followers for next year and more viewers. So
I just ended the show. Goodbye, guys.
Everyone.
Thank you. Go Bills.
Go Panthers.
Go Yanks.
Go Knicks. Go Sabres.
Go Patriots.
Go Notre Dame.
Go Chiefs.
Go Fredonia.
Bye-bye.